నాన్సీ జో పావెల్ భారత్కు తొలి అమెరికా రాయబారి. గతంలో ఘనా, ఉగాండా వంటి దేశాలతో పాటు మన పొరుగున ఉన్న నేపాల్, పాకిస్తాన్లకు కూడా అమెరికా రాయబారిగా వ్యవహరించిన ఆమెకు భారత్తో సుదీర్ఘ బంధం ఉంది. అమెరికా విదేశాంగ విభాగంలో గత 30 ఏళ్లకు పైగా కీలక బాధ్యతలు నిర్వర్తిస్తున్న ఆమె 90ల నుంచి పలు దఫాలుగా వివిధ స్థాయిల్లో భారత్లో పనిచేశారు. కెరీర్ అంబాసిడర్ గా అత్యున్నత స్థానంలో ఉన్న ఆమె గురువారం ఈనాడు కార్యాలయాన్ని సందర్శించి ఈటీవీకి ప్రత్యేక ఇంటర్వ్యూ ఇచ్చారు. ఆ విశేషాలను ఇప్పుడు చూద్దాం.
Ms. Nancy Jo Pawell is here with us for a very special chat on ETV. Ma'am, a very warm welcome on ETV.
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be here with you.
Same here. Ma'am, to begin with, I would first like to talk about the Indo-US relationships. What are the aspects you feel that are very necessary to boost up the Indo-US relationships benefiting both the countries?
I think one of the things that strikes me coming back to India after 17 years is just how the relationship has grown.
Yeah.
It's been based on a shared set of values. Our democracies have those. Our people go back and forth, particularly we've been privileged to welcome more than 3 million Indians to live in the United States. But we've built on that now, that a relationship that has 23 dialogues.
Yeah.
That covers everything from health and science to agriculture to energy to our foreign relations. And I have the privilege next week of returning to Washington to participate in the strategic dialogue that Secretary Clinton and Minister Krishna will hold.
What are the avenues for improving the bilateral trade that US also hopes on economic reforms?
I think we're looking at consolidating the gains that we've made in trade. We have $100 billion in trade that will go this year, which is an enormous increase from the 9 that was occurring when I was here before. There are certainly American companies that come every day to look at investments in India, to work with India. We would hope that the real retail, multi-brand retail sector would open up. American companies are concerned about the Vodafone tax issue and some of the offset issues for our defense industry, but they are also very interested in looking at the consumer market. We're also very pleased to have Indians investing in America. There's $3 billion worth of investments that have gone into America.
Right, that was about bilateral trade. And now if I talk about civil nuclear deal that was, I guess, initiated in 2005. So what's the current status of the civil nuclear deal right now?
We're continuing on a number of aspects of it. India is working to join the 4 organizations that work on the control of nuclear trade.
Yeah.
But we're also looking forward to having 2 American companies build power reactors, one of them here in Andhra Pradesh, one in Gujarat.
Mm-hmm.
They are looking with your regulatory authorities, your power authorities, at the prospects for that. We've been held up a bit by the need to have liability regulations here in India that meet international standards and meet the expectations of our commercial companies that will be doing the building of the power plants.
And talking about energy in India, energy is the key factor for a fast developing and large country like India. But recently, few restrictions imposed directly or indirectly are acting like barriers to India's growth. For example, we have recently reduced the oil import from Iran, and India is going in a major loss because it's proving very costly for us. So how does the US look upon it?
We've been working very closely with a number of countries, including India, that import large amounts of oil from Iran.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, India and the United States share a common goal in a non-nuclear weaponized Iran. We think alike that this would be destabilizing to the region. We've collaborated and corroborated in the IAEA, but those were not producing the results in stopping the nuclear program in Iran. The sanctions program appears to be producing results. We believe that as a result of the economic sanctions and the cooperation of countries around the world, the Iranians have come to the table. They were in Baghdad last week, and while not successful completely, they were at least a start to a discussion in which we hope that the program can be ended. Iran will observe its obligations to the NPT that it signed, and will look at the civilian uses of nuclear power.
From that, despite increased cooperation between the largest democratic countries, India and Pakistan, on terror, The USA seems to have failed upon acting on Pakistan, checking on Pakistan acting against terror. What do you feel about it?
I think this is a global effort against terrorism. We called it the global war on terrorism. It is the responsibility of all countries around the world to eliminate the causes of terror and those who are conducting terror. I think one of the important areas where the United States and India continue to collaborate and expand is our efforts to deal with terrorism. We are sharing intelligence, we're sharing ideas, we're sharing methods for making sure that terror incidents do not happen. We also share a common goal, I believe, in trying to end terrorism in Pakistan, from Pakistan, that the primary victims of terrorism in Pakistan have been Pakistanis, and that is a goal we all share.
Now I would like to know your view on outsourcing and its impact in India.
I think outsourcing is obviously a rather emotive word. We get lots of emotion in the United States and in India over this word. I think it's been a part of our relationship now for a number of years. It took advantage of the early entry into the IT field by India and the fact that you have a very capable and very numerous workforce. The United States, I think, has made enormous efforts to look at it as a way to make sure that our own people are getting training as they move from one kind of job in our economy to another. And I think that's been the focus that President Obama has tried to put on it.
Right.
And we will continue to see our IT industries working together. I find, as I look in the subcontinent, Nepal was hoping to outsource from India, so you may have your own issues at some point.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
talking to us. It was indeed a pleasure talking to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, and thank you for coming on ETV.
Thank you very much.